つよりも気なりですね。
Hey everyone, welcome to the first week of Season 3 of the Peachis tournament. I mean, it's the first time we're seeing any of the matches of the season being streamed live, so it should be pretty exciting. We had a couple of technical difficulties in the back end, but that doesn't matter to y'all. All that matters is that we're going to get some Overwatch action. I'm Niv, with me is Behemoth. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay, and the best part is that nobody has a record yet, so I feel like I'm a hipster for the first time. So I can actually see these teams develop and see who truly is pretty good and who's going to be a little bit overmatched.
Yeah, we really have no clue yet. All we have to go off of is average SR, and for the first week, it doesn't even matter because the seeds have been randomized. So technically, we're seeing seed 1 versus seed 3 today, but that was literally determined random. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first day of school. You haven't even gotten your first F yet, so you feel like you have hope.
Yeah, but exciting. I do think we have both teams in the lobby, so it shouldn't be too long before we jump in.
Yeah, and I believe our first map is going to be Ilios here on Control, so that should be just something easy enough to walk into.
There we go. Lovely screen there. It is going to be the highest seeded team choosing first, and again, that was random. So today it happens to be Project Tempest, sitting nice and happy at seed 1 in Group B. This is, of course, the advanced division, the higher of the two divisions for the Peachis tournament, and Group B being one of two groups within the advanced division. Am I making this hard to understand? And then there's 4 per group. So this is 2 of the 4 in Group B of the advanced division. All right.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the top of the top, going from anywhere from Diamond to Master's range, potentially even up to Grandmaster. But either way, we're going to jump right into it, and we'll meet these team members actually with their heroes directly. So why not waste any time, and we'll go straight into the beautiful sunny city of Ilios. Okay. All right. Well, in the meantime, by the time we get into the beautiful city, let's take a look at our players here for both Project Tempest and LeaveNoWitness. I assume Team A. Maybe there's a B team. But
there's only one that's enrolled in our tournament, but it might be another organization. Who knows?
Yeah. Future plans, maybe future evil plans to take over all of Overwatch.
Yeah, soon every team's going to be LeaveNoWitness.
Yeah, potentially. So first up, we have Project Tempest leading off the hit scan of Frosty, their main support of Alex, off tank of Mobilized, and main tank of Epic Z-Ray, and the flex support of Odix. And, I'm forgetting Bravo on flex DPS. How about LeaveNoWitness Team A, Niv?
Behemoth, I know we were having a disagreement about how to pronounce Onyx, and I maintain, I still maintain it's pronounced Onyx. Onyx or Onyx, if you're watching this stream, please let us know.
Arguably my favorite Pokemon, so I have some beef in
and
this.
Behemoth, how is that Pokemon pronounced?
Onyx.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, on the side of Leave No Witness, a lot of subs. Not quite sure who's playing today. Can't actually see the lobby, so I'll just read all of them. Why not? We do have 4 tanks on this team: Rodixel, Astral, Chicken Nug, and Demonic God. 71. Not the first 70. You don't want those folks. This is the real deal. On support, we have.
Yeah. I was about to say he's in all capital letters, so he means serious business.
It's serious business here. Support Soriel Senpai and Poppy, and of course, their trusty DPS Bagel, Assortum, and Rebel. Plenty of players to choose from. And here we are, looking at the lovely cheeses that they prepare in the city of, I assume.
Yeah, and Ilios. Depending on the first map, it's really going to matter what kind of composition you're going to run here. So here in a few moments, we'll see if it's going to be the well, the lighthouse, or the whatchamacallit, the one where all the widows are always trying to get plays.
Ruins, right?
Ruins, yeah, that's it.
Ruins is always the one that stands out to me. Oh, and here we are, first in Ruins.
It is Ruins. All right, so
not
let's
just
see if we
because it's
snipe.
visually distinct, being a Ruins, of course, but also because it's the one map where it does have those super long sight lines. Not so much the close quarters, moving up the map sort of gameplay you expect from Lighthouse and Well.
Yeah, and the really interesting part is the point is sort of like a pit that you can kind of look down into. It makes staying on the point an absolutely awful idea unless you absolutely have to capture it.
That's true. Now, we do have the team names covering up the heroes that are being played, so maybe production should get on that. But we can definitely see that Leave No Witness is rolling out with the Reinhardt leading, while Project Tempest is going for more of a divey comp, leading on to Winston. We do have the teams facing off here. Project Tempest has gotten a little more of a better position, keeping the statue locked down while Leave No Witness just sort of pokes away. It does look like they are missing a player. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I thought we were playing Overwatch 1. There should be 6 players on the field. Regardless, it is Buggy that goes down first, gets rest right up by Ayano, but it doesn't matter if Leave No Witness is still going to be a player down. Definitely going to leave them at a disadvantage, and Project Tempest is definitely pushing that advantage. May got separated there. I don't think there's any chance for Witness right now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of just resetting here. A really odd choice for Leave No Witness to be running a Mercy here without a proper pocket. I'm guessing they're going to try to do the proper pocket on Assortum. But I don't know about this.
Not a bad target, I think. Not a bad target for the Kaz. But it is not one you would typically expect to see with this team. Maybe it might just be a comfort pick. Or who knows, maybe this might be the best Mercy in A. We'll just have to see. All right, 35% on the board. Leave No Witness is pushing back in. There is a wall, but it looks like it has hurt Leave No Witness more than it's helped, with Chicken Nug being the first to go down. A nice dead eye from Assortum keeps them in the fight, as well as Chicken Nug coming back. There's that Mercy pick coming in clutch. What were we just saying? Regardless, that is going to give Leave No Witness a little bit of an opportunity to push in Project Tempest, knowing to back away, give them a little bit of space. Oh no, Winston gets charged off the map! That's both the main tanks completely gone. And yeah, that does connect, which means that there's no more main tanks in the fight. Frosty also taken down, and it's a flood of red now on the point. But Leave No Witness living up to their name, wanting revenge for that first team fight that was cut short, unfortunately, by... again, I don't know, maybe someone was gay at the beginning. Regardless, it is going to be a point take for them. And a quick note to the producers as well. I'm hearing my own voice in the audio. It makes a little bit hard to use audio. It's okay, we can deal with it, but I thought you should know.
Yeah, well, regardless.
It is just going to be cleanup now, right? A sort of, I mean, they're not cleaning up very well because it's been a while and they still haven't flipped the point, which gives Project Tempest a nice 90% on their point progress. And without winning a fight, that's pretty good. In fact, they're still stalling. We have mobilized there on the point. Matrixing through all the bullets just to give them a little bit more tick percentage. And look at that, 99%. They stalled it all the way home.
Well, regardless of the nice percentage, you just fed so much easy ultimate charge to Leave No Witness that they have all the ultimates on the board. And
so
Project Tempest is going to have to bide a little bit of time here by letting Leave No Witnesses point percentage tick up until they can get a good combination of balls. But there are ultimates available.
Coming in, uses the EMP, gets 5. Ayano's the only one who is spared and uses that Mercy ult trying to keep the rest of their team alive, but it doesn't work. Buggy is already the first one to go down, so that's going to be no mail for them. Shatter goes out, trying to get some value, but the beat is there. Toggling uses the other ult that Project Tempest had in their bank to try to make something happen. Chicken Nug once again goes off the map! What is this Red Heart player thinking? Unbelievable. Project Tempest takes the lack of a main tank and does the most they can with it. The Mei does actually finally manage to use the ult there. Might have gotten res, but unfortunately not going to be too impactful of an ult. In fact, it's Project Tempest that is now flooding over the point with the help of the Coalescence from Onyx. This isn't looking good for LeaveNoWitness. If they lose a single fight here, then it's already at 99%, so they only have to get 1%. Here it is, overtime has been triggered. We have a Genji jumping in, trying to touch the point, but no, not even a contest. That is a pretty solid win for Tempest. Even though LeaveNoWitness did manage to take the point for a bit, I really think that was a pretty confident performance from Tempest.
That was kind of an odd match, especially with the Reaper ult coming out when the D.Va wasn't even DMAC'd. It still worked out for Project Tempest to flip the point back, but we'll just call that a warm-up round, honestly.
A warm-up. Also,
yeah, definitely.
I need to have a talk with Chicken Nug.
About the Reinhardt play?
I'm not sure what the locker room talk was before this, but I don't know where the playbook charging off the mat with the enemy team. I don't know what page that's on.
Well, it's understandable when you're taking out an opposing tank, you know, similar to the Rocket League rule of rule number 1, when you get locked in with somebody, you stick onto them until there's a goal scored. So I'll give them a pass on that one.
That one's fair enough. Well, let's see if it becomes a recurring theme, because there's definitely lots of bottomless pits to knock people into this map. Speaking of knocking people, we also have Buggy playing the Pharah, the first new lick on this map, which is really good, because now we have a lifeline for Ayano to get into the sky. Nice pocket target, just like we were talking about. Meanwhile, Tempest sticking on the same comp, trying to dive a little bit onto the enemy team. But right now they're playing slow. They already have point progress. They already have point control, so there's no need for them to jump in really aggressively. And Frosty's the one that's going to pick up the first 2 picks. Buggy also going down, not able to get far enough off the ground to avoid the bullets from Optimal's, what do you call that, a machine gun? And once again, it's going to be Tempest taking over the point.
Yeah, the SMG, I'm guessing you could classify it as.
That's what I was thinking.
As a kid who grew up playing GTA San Andreas, we refer to it as a Tech 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Good
this is
old
70 years in the
days.
future. You think they still have Tech 9s? They might have upgraded Tech.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. People still use old school revolvers. I mean, McCree is using an old school revolver in the future.
Absolutely. There's the EMP that came up so big last time. This time it's only a 4-person EMP, but hey, 4 is still a lot of people. And it's going to lead to a couple of kills for Project Tempest, including their main tank. Honestly, I think LeaveNoWitness is backed out here. Yeah, here we look. We have Asordum just backing up, but Buggy, is it just me or is Buggy on the other side of the map from the rest of their team?
Yeah, definitely lost the Mercy connection there, but one thing is very pertinent here, that the pharmacy is not working.
I would agree, and that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, and there comes the switch.
There
that was the switch to a Mei for more of a deathball kind of style, to meet face-to-face with this Reaper and hopefully control the point much better.
I mean, I'm not mad about it, because I really do think Chicken Nug in the front line of LeaveNoWitness needs a little bit more support. Keep kind of getting blown up as they try to go through the choke on the point. But we'll see what happens. Chicken Nug once again off the map, but this time it's not their fault. Toggling has booted them off. Even with that steadfast ultimate, I mean not the ultimate, the passive, hate to see that. But Ayano has the Valkyrie, and they're using it to try to push their team onto the point. Tempest respecting the ultimate, backing up a little bit. They do still have Death Blossom and Bomb in the works. That could be a lot of damage, and they're holding it until the perfect moment, trying to make something happen. Fortunately, Epic is going down super low, and there's a shatter there as well. Both those coming out for Project Tempest. Kills on both sides of the board, including Mobilize falling off the map after using the bomb. I'm not sure how that happened. Optimal using the EMP, trying to clean things up, and the Coalescence is the last piece of the puzzle. Once again, they're at 99%, and this time LeaveNoWitness is nowhere to be seen. That was a pretty shutout victory from Tempest.
And right there, Frosty redeemed himself from my criticism from the past game on Ruins, waiting for the DMAC for the D.Va, and the self-destruct released the diva from the mech, and as soon as he saw that, he said, "Okay, we're about to press Q." And what a glorious Q it was!
Oh, never mind. No, this is the first fight where the completely dry fight just guns down 2 players. The defensive abilities weren't there. What can you do?
Yeah, I you know, just you know, we'll do well since we Ruins was pretty much self-explanatory. On well, the pharmacy was not really a good option there. As well, they needed to be off the Mercy afterwards and potentially skip or switch to a Lucio, if I can pronounce his name right. But nothing was really clicking for LeaveNoWitness there. Even when they had plenty of ultimates, they just couldn't seem to get the job done. And a lot of that was in part to Chicken Nugs getting either picked or blown off the map or something like that. You couldn't have a coordinated team push when your main tank is the first one to fall. Even with the Mercy, they still weren't able to get into position to resurrect the main tank and try to get a push going. And there's no saving it on the well.
Right, and like especially Reinhardt is a main tank that requires so much support from his team in order to keep him alive, because I mean he moves pretty slowly, right? Especially without the Lucio. So if he gets in trouble, it's really up to his teammates to save him.
Yeah.
I want to pick your brain on this. I feel like on paper, a Pharmacy is not bad against that comp because they were playing Reaper and Sombra, both of which are not very good at range.
Yeah, and absolutely with Sombra on your hack, it doesn't stop Pharah from levitating in the air and using her fuel. It only stops Pharah from using the concussion blast, and I don't believe so.
I'm pretty sure she falls out of the air when she gets hacked. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not sure. We'd have to look into that one. I haven't played Pharah in such a long time because she hasn't really been meta. You know?
No, for sure.
It's been quite a long time since there was any Pharah work or any Pharah love in general.
Yeah.
But definitely they had the right idea with just getting off the Pharah that it wasn't working. And it wasn't a matter of it being countered. They just weren't getting the picks and damage necessary. The ult charge wasn't coming in fast enough for the liking at all.
I'd say that's a fair assessment.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter why it's not working. If it's not working, try something else.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is with higher level player tournament play like this, you don't want to necessarily keep swapping characters, especially on a KOF map, because there's such a limited amount of play time. That true. You have anywhere from roughly 90 seconds to 180 seconds at the bare minimum, that you definitely don't want to be swapping between heroes. You have to be decisive, and you have to game plan what's working.
That's true. Well, it is the second map, and it is loser picks in this tournament, so this will be LeaveNoWitness's choice. Not that they have a lot of choices. The map pool is only King's Row or Nimbani for hybrid. But it is their choice, so it's possible they might be more confident on this one, especially if they continue to favor Chicken Nug on the Reinhardt. Reinhardt usually beats out Winston on this map.
Yeah, and it's a nice safe choice because every team practices this to the absolute, just to the absolute nth of their mentality is to own King's Row.
There's a reason why it's called Scrims Row.
Oh, absolutely, and we say it every week, and we'll probably sound like a broken record, but that's the truth. Is that when in doubt, hey, let's do a map we're super familiar with.
Ready for battle.
Well, we do see the teams loading in. Tempest have respected the Screams Row, and they have swapped onto the Reinhardt comp. Even though Epic Zero was playing Winston the whole time and Ilios, they know how to adapt. That's a good start. As well as Bravo on the Mei, going toe-to-toe with the Mei that we saw from, I think it was a Sordom on LeaveNoWitness.
And there's a pick here from Project Tempest. Instead of going with the traditional Reinhardt Zarya, they're opting for a Reinhardt Diva, which means I think they might be anticipating a spam comp coming out of LeaveNoWitness out of the gate here, or potentially the Diva being able to dive onto a sniper such as Hanzo or Widowmaker should LeaveNoWitness choose to do so.
Yeah, I would never underestimate the power of a Diva, but playing Diva up against the Zarya can often be difficult because her defense matrix is not able to do anything against her main weapon. And look at this, Project Tempest being so sneaky and coordinated, hiding behind that statue, but LeaveNoWitness also has a game plan. They're using that teleporter to get up on the high ground. Usually you see a Bastion with this, but this time it has gone completely dry, and Poppy gets the short end of the stick there, gets left behind, gets killed, and Chicken Nug also goes down. So with no tanks, that's going to be no push for LeaveNoWitness.
Yeah, and the Mei wall really solidified everything there, because once part of the team was cut off and you're up on the teleporters, you have nowhere to go. and it was an easy wipe for Project Tempest.
Not sure if they thought that one all the way through. Not gonna lie.
It's a good idea on paper, but once you get out there into the elements and you're kind of looking around for help, there is no help. And we're going to try it once again here. And we're just kind of slinging around a little bit. No real deaths just yet. Oh, but Chicken Nuggets goes down once again.
Yeah, look at this. Epic losing their shatter when Chicken Nugget is only 43% to theirs. That's going to be an indication of how the game has been going so far.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, with dishing out the damage, Project Tempest is definitely leading the way.
I mean, at this point, Epic is on track to lap Chicken Nug because they're not even halfway. Now, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get the ult if you're able to use it effectively, though, because we do have some pretty high-impact ults coming out for that team, right? Once they get their Shatter, their Grab, even the Blade can be pretty huge, especially if they combo it with Nano Boost. And look at this, they're taking a creative rotation onto the high ground. I really like this from them, you know? Don't keep trying the same thing if it's not working. We were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
they're poking for ult charge, because they need it.
Yep, and they're not giving anything up. They're just out of the range, so Mei isn't near as a... Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, they swapped off of Mei. Oh, nope, they still have Mei. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind here.
TP comes out again, but once again, it's not a very well-placed TP, and it leads to both of the pinks of LeaveNoWitness going down immediately. Yeah, teleporter placement leaves a little bit to be desired there, and that's going to be yet another fight that gets absolutely nothing for them. And yeah, I think they use their support ultimates too.
Yeah, and we're approaching the final 90 to 100 seconds here, so if you're swapping something, you have to do it right now. And we'll see if any swaps come out, and there is one swap out from...
Soriel, right?
From Ana to Baptiste on the side of LeaveNoWitness.
Bap is super strong right now, so I'm not surprised. But look at the Shatter going in once again. Both takes down. I'm getting deja vu here. We're living in Groundhog Day. Every time LeaveNoWitness tries to push, no matter what their strategy is, they just get hit by a brick wall.
Yeah, and even though usually you see combo Shatter, and you usually see combo Shatter and then Deadeye, there was no need for the Deadeye. It was just way too out in the open. It was just absolutely licking their chops there.
Did you see Mobilize throwing the bomb into their spawn? I'm not sure if that was BM or a misclick, but either way, apparently they don't need it. Because this is definitely the last fight. The last chance for LeaveNoWitness to the push, but there's a Deadeye. He's being sped forward around the corner. Doesn't get anyone. That's good, but the wall is there once again. They were stuck between the hammer and the anvil, and now with 30 seconds left, I don't know if there's any shot. We do have at least the blade left.
Yeah, at this point, DPS needs to go to a stall comp. We might see some Moiras come out, some Lucios. You really have to try for everything
here. There we go, Lucio. We also have Buggy switching onto the far right, sort of a Hail Mary, trying to get some picks from the sky. This could work. Let's see if it comes up huge. They're up in the back line trying to get the squishies. The blade comes out, a sort of a little bit out of position, starts to swing it away, but the beat is there as well as the eye field. No one on Tempest has died so far. There's the Shatter. It's huge for Chicken Nug. Charges in, tries to get something happen, but once again, they are dead. It took them the entire game to build that ultimate, and they got no value from it. The last one who's alive on the point is going to be Buggy, but they do get taken down. The stall comp coming in clutch for a little bit as the Lucio hops onto point. But no, that's going to be a 0% game for LeaveNoWitness on King's Row. That is heartbreaking.
Yeah, and I've seen it happen many times since my short arrival here, is that this is the map. We're not trying to just filibuster time. That this is the map where you know everything they could possibly pull out against you. And even though the teleporter was a good idea at first, in the first inhibition, doing it twice the second time was no better of a result. And they didn't really have enough time to just kind of sit in the choke and kind of trade blows a little bit and wait properly for that pick. So that's why LeaveNoWitness really had no chance at all. And it just feels like the main tanks and the DPS aren't synced on the right page to know when to go, when to stop. And Tempest is just kind of laughing it up right now because they can control any fight they choose to on this map.
It does seem like it. It's Tempest's world, and LeaveNoWitness is just living in it.
Yeah.
Well, they do have a chance. It is possible to tie if Tempest also gets full health. Seems kind of unlikely now, but you know, don't count your chickens for the hatch. That's what they say. What does Torbjorn say? He has a saying like that. something. I don't know.
Something about the feather of a chicken. I've heard it spanned many times. And if I'm Project Tempest here, I'd probably end up just running a pure death ball here and just marching straight on to the point. With how well they played in this contest,
oh no!
they
Look,
should
they've
have
got
no
they got
issue.
the cheese thread. They've got the Sigma and the Bastion onto the high ground using the teleporter. They want to show LeaveNoWitness how it's done, and this is in fact how it's done.
We saw this
no
last week in the Invitational. This exact same play.
Well, LeaveNoWitness struggling onto the point with their last breath, but with the turrets and the other turret, the Bastion sitting up on high ground, there's going to be no chance. That is a clean second map victory for Project Tempest, and LeaveNoWitness is on their last leg.
Yeah, LeaveNoWitnesses is leaving no doubt that Project Tempest is here to be reckoned with.
Well, we do get to see this shatter again. That'll be fun. Yeah, look at that. They go through the teleporter and immediately stunned, died, can't do anything. That's the real main take experience, I think.
Look, Mom, I hold left click.
Yeah, exciting. Well, it is a first to 3.
Oh.
In this, yeah, you're quite dark, Beavis.
Yeah, it's getting a little dark here in
Sunfall?
good old state of Indiana.
Yeah, it's already
That's a little bit better.
Long here.
Yeah. We'll be all right.
So it is a first to 3 or a best of 5, which means that LeaveNoWitness has one more chance to come back. They can reverse sweep it. Technically.
Yeah.
So it's the balls in their what's the saying? The balls in their ballpark.
The ball's in their court.
The ball's in their court.
Yeah, there we go.
That's how the sports works. And they have one more map pick left to try to make the impossible happen and reverse sweep Project Tempest. And if not, then they're just going to have to deal with starting off their Season 3 tournament run with a loss to their record.
Yeah, and during these times when things kind of seem lopsided, I try to focus on the team on the unfortunate end to see what they're necessarily doing correct, what they can build upon. There's definitely some decent moments here. I think the most thing is it seems like they're not on the same page communication-wise, even though they may be in the same voice channel or in the same team voice. The person who's calling the execution really needs to be more decisive and make sure you actually have the backs of your teammates, so that way they can say, "Oh, I don't know if I should go here," and not necessarily follow what the team's doing. And of course we're not in their voice call or their voice chat or anything like that, so I can only assume. But that's definitely what it looks like it's being translated to when I watch this team play. LeaveNoWitness, that is.
Yeah, and I think you're right on the money. It's communication is so important in this game. Maybe even too important, some might say.
Especially when you're not getting picks or any kind of thing like that. When the enemy team just simply isn't dying. It's a matter of, are we calling targets incorrectly? Is it our team composition? Do we need double flanker? Do we need one flanker? Do we need the death ball? What do we have to do to change the tide of this game?
Yeah. And I do feel like Tempest was always the aggressor in a lot of those fights, whether it was the Mei wall going up first or the Reaper just getting in there super early and finding picks. They knew what they wanted, and they went in and they didn't ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah. And it was also a matter of trying to sync up ultimates on LeaveNoWitness's part, or even just waiting to build up ultimates instead of feeling like, oh, I have to use this ultimate now, even though it's not necessarily the best time to use it. Especially on the support side of things as well. I saw a little bit of that.
Right. Well, there is a break every 2 maps, I've been told. Mandatory one. So we will be going to break real quick, but we'll be back with the 3rd map of this series. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a bit.
You don't need an invitation. I already know what you're saying. I love a little conversations. And I don't want you to go changing. Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. I hope that you just feel it all too. Cause girl, you're comfortable, let's go. Feels so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the best and you know that. And I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the cold.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Season 3 tournament for the Peachis. We were just watching a 2-0 match between Project Tempest and LeaveNoWitness. They are ranked 1 and 3 in their group, respectively. We thought it was just random, but maybe there might be some truth to it because LeaveNoWitness has been struggling so far.
Yeah, it's not like a huge difference, like little kids going up against pro athletes kind of thing. But I'm not sure what how long each team has been together, respectively, and there's all kinds of things that could possibly feed into it. But it's week 1. We're gonna take some bumps and bruises, and there's definitely been some bumping and bruising tonight.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, for sure.
Some big bruises.
I'd say one team mainly doing the bumping, one team mainly doing the bruising.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, LeaveNoWitness, and you know what's strange is I think they looked better at the very start, and then as the match progressed, they started looking a little worse. So I don't know if there's like a mental issue there, but they have just had a 5-minute break, so maybe this is their time to mentally refresh, take a deep breath.
Yeah, and part of that is, when you don't know what the other team's going to be running, especially in a cost situation, you're kind of secluded and isolated, and you just say like, oh, let's run with this, and the other team says, let's run with this, and then you have your first fight, and you say, oh god, we don't have a counter for this, and then the other team pretty much automatically wins that fight. But then the next fight with adjustments or any hero changes that need to be made, then you see the tidal wave of, yeah, we got this now.
So maybe LeaveNoWitness has learned from the first 2 maps. We'll see. This is also their pick because it is loser picks in this tournament. Not to call them a loser. I don't know. That's just the person who has lost the previous map picks. It's gonna be Junkertown. Very different map from King's Row.
Yeah, much more wide open. Even more sightlines than the Ruins and King's Row. Also potential happening of a pirate ship composition with Bastion and Orisa, and given the antics that we saw on top of the statue of Mandata, I definitely anticipate seeing a pirate ship composition come out for Project Tempest. I can almost guarantee money.
I feel like it's been a while since I've seen that. I feel like it's like fallen out of favor. But who knows?
Yeah, in competitive play, mid-rank to lower-rank competitive play, golds to silver, it's a guarantee. Because once you see it one time, you want to run it every single time.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see. I gotta say, if LeaveNoWitness wants to bust out their Pharmacy comp again, the wide open sidelines in this map might be a little bit more favorable to them. It hasn't found any luck so far, but the fact that they keep going back to it makes me think that it's some sort of specialty of theirs. So maybe they'll find a little more luck here. Less corners to hide behind.
And I also feel like both maps, whether it be Ilios or King's Row, I think it was primarily dominated not by the DPS or any sort of flankers. It was just a matter of who had the better tank and support play combo. And with this kind of map, with how wide open it is and potential for either flanking or sightlines, like I mentioned, we'll definitely see who's got the upper hand in terms of DPS.
Yeah, absolutely. DPS's playground here.
Mm-hmm.
The home of the Junker Queen. Been in the news recently.
I often like to refer to this map as Zenyatta main nightmare because there is so much wide open space you have to cover and hope that a sniper doesn't take your head off. And yeah, it never ends well for us, unfortunately.
You know when you play Zenyatta on this map and he says, "I feel very unwelcome here."
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, there's I really love some of those lines, like, like, oh, whether they side with machines or they side with humans. There's all kinds of neat interactions with that once you go to certain places, depending on their view of Omnix.
Did you hear in Overwatch 2 they recorded 25,000 new voice lines?
I did not hear about that.
Yeah.
I actually didn't get into the beta because I'm a loser, and I know
Well,
I'll
there's a
take
new
my
one.
L.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay,
I heard about that. I'm a very avid Emong watcher on Twitch, and he's definitely talked about it.
Pubbing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I'll definitely be watching a lot, so.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, actually, no sniper composition for Tempest, so they're not going to try to counter sightlines here.
This is more or less the same comp they had on King's Row, except I think the Torb might be new.
Yeah, the Torb might be a stretch, but we'll see how it goes.
A quick wall from Bravo, gonna delay the push for just a few seconds. LeaveNoWitness had a Widow for just a second, but they swapped off the Soldier. Also pretty good, Soldier, medium range, hit scan. However, Frosty is the first one to get a pick with the turret taking down the enemy Torbjorn. And Bravo getting the next one. Yeah, I mean, LeaveNoWitness at the moment hasn't even stepped out of the front door yet. Okay, just getting warmed up.
I do like this composition, though, the double hit scan and the Mercy pocket on the 76. This is definitely much better than the Pharmacy idea by a long shot.
Look at how aggressively Project Tempest is holding right up against Spawn. I hardly ever see this on Junkertown, but I guess when you're playing this dominant, you can afford to take a few risks like that.
Yeah,
and what is they're like trickling out of different entrances at different times.
Yeah, what LeaveNoWitness needs right now is some sort of flank. Doesn't matter if it's Genji or Sombra, Tracer. You got to have something to tip the scales in your way. Just get out of the spawn room.
I just think they all need to group up and get out together. Oh, I see. That's not how you do it. Oh no, Chicken Nug charges in, gets taken down, and look at this. Baptiste Onyx already has the window ultimate, or Onyx, and has popped it, denying yet again Witness from leaving their front door. And we do have Buggy. They've managed to make it onto this roof over here, so it's a little bit of an off angle, providing Tempest a little bit of pressure, so they can't just like play around and do whatever they want.
But still, it comes to the point of DPS where you're not necessarily the main damage dealer, since tanks do an insane amount of damage in this game. It's a matter of being in the right distraction and in the right position in order to get your tanks and supports in a better position.
But Asordum has taken off the first kill onto Project Tempest. That's going to be the Torp down. And Chicken Nug has done the Chicken Nug special, charging off the map with Bravo. So that's going to be 2 down. Asordum trying to finish the deal with a, what is that called? Attack Visor. Unfortunately, there's going to be a nice beat there from Toglin, who's managed to build it up already, and a shatter! Chicken Nug coming back with a vengeance to finally carry their team out of the spawn doors and LeaveNoWitness. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
Exactly.
And here was step 1.
Yeah, and I prefer to not call it attack visor, just say the hater shades are on.
The hater shades, absolutely. Well, with that last pick onto Toggling, they are well on their way to their road trip across the Australian outback.
Still plenty of time for a counterattack here by Project Tempest, and they're going to bring it.
Absolutely. And even though they used a couple of ults just right at the spawn door, they still have a couple more coming here, including another window from Onyx, as well as the nail that could be pretty devastating. Here it is, it's coming out and right in the middle of the enemy team, as well as the Torbjorn's lava underneath all of them. There's going to be a few kills already on LeaveNoWitness. I mean, Chicken Dog got frozen. Lava down immediately. Could not stand the heat, and that's going to be Project Tempest once again that's controls the point.
All right, and here comes a flanker switch finally from LeaveNoWitness after that High Noon was absolutely devastated by Bravo on the May.
This could come up pretty huge, split their attention a little bit. Regardless, the Sombra, unfortunately, not quite in the fight as Chicken Nug goes down, a little bit too aggressive there, not really coordinated. And look at that, the May wall once again coming in clutch as it prevents Poppy from being able to back out. And the tank duo from LeaveNoWitnesses once again sent back to spawn.
So on the topic of Chicken Nug, it seems that what I've noticed is not necessarily a communication error with Chicken Nug, is that he has an idea, he goes for it, and the team doesn't support the idea at all. That's why it seemed to be the recurring theme, at least on this map. Certain charges are just going nowhere, and the team's not following through with it.
a little bit of two minds currently. It is going to be Project Tempest throwing in the bomb, which once again gets taken again. The rest of the team quickly falls soon after, especially with that shatter coming out from Epic Z-Ray. And look at that, the timer has already expired, and with only about half of a point taken, that's going to be LeaveNoWitness's last push. Unless they can make a miracle happen here in round 2.
It's possible. With how wide open the first point is, it's definitely possible that either through virtue of your flankers or winning your sightlines battle, or having a more loose tank selection for LeaveNoWitness, maybe running a ball comp with a diva is certainly possible. However, if Project Tempest realizes that early enough, they can actually go on the flank trail to get healers that have a longer sightline, such as Baptiste or Anna, which they could possibly run on defense here and absolutely spoil the party.
Definitely a lot of options, but I gotta say, so far, LeaveNoWitness haven't been seen to have a lot of variety in their picks. I think they really have this one brawly comp that they're trying to make work.
And support-wise, it seems to be Mercy or Die, which I played Mercy as well. You know, there's been a time for Mercy, but there needs to be other options here. I understand with
a boon.
And I understand with maybe pocketing a DPS or pocketing a hit scan is fine, but there needs to come a time where they might need some additional pressure, especially with a Lucio pick here, because this may be a one fight and done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here it is. This is the Hail Mary from LeaveNoWitness. They have to stop the cart from progressing to that golden rectangle. Otherwise, they have lost this series 3-0, and that would just be a terrible way to start off your run. So let's see if they can make something happen. Unfortunately, it is Bravo who immediately jumps in and gets his kill on Frosty. A nice headshot onto that Mercy. That means no more healing for LeaveNoWitness, and that means a lot of kills in the kill feed.
Yeah,
well,
and just no chance there. Yeah, no chance at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they were killed, so I don't think there's going to be any touch here. Just a few meters left.
And there she goes.
Project Tempest gets the first win. Well, no, not the first win of the tournament, but the first broadcasted win of the tournament with a clean 3-0 against LeaveNoWitness. It's looking like a promising run through Season 3 for Project Tempest. LeaveNoWitness, meanwhile, left licking their flanks. Going to have to come up with a new game plan for their next game next week.
Yeah, and with new rosters being out, we don't necessarily know. Maybe this isn't LeaveNoWitness's primary lineup. There could be some issues with scheduling. We never really know. Anyway, this is the start. You have footage now that you can work on, and both teams can only get better from here.
Yeah, and that's what these community tournaments are all about. There's really no stakes here. You know, it's not OWL. We're just here to learn and to improve and to have fun. And hopefully both teams can take something away from this, regardless if they won or not. Yeah,
and it's all a different perspective, not only, watching your own footage back, but seeing different camera angles, even though we have the technology now of being able to go into certain games and being able to slow down time, pause time, change camera angles. It's more and more eyes on it, more and more voices can be heard. That maybe potentially be the breakthrough for some of these players.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I always say, I think there's a lot of features in Overwatch we take for granted. The replay viewer, absolutely one of them.
And as a very old Overwatch player, we cried and cried for demos because other games had demos, Overwatch didn't. So if you weren't on stream and you didn't have your own team producer, which I've done for teams a couple of times, it's really hard to get any footage because you basically have to watch the support player on the back line and then try to hope that you can see every possible vantage point for your DPS and your tank players.
Yeah, well, now we have the technology.
Yeah, but tomorrow, I believe we have a stream tomorrow for the intermediate division. I'm not sure exactly which teams will be playing, but however, we will have a stream tomorrow featuring 2 new teams also on their first week in this new season.
It's going to be On Guard, versus Northwestern Wildcats.
And I wonder, is that the actual Northwestern Wildcats, like Evanston, Illinois, or are they just a part of a Northwest region? I'm really intrigued by that, because if it's the actual Wildcats, then that's something really cool. We might be able to see those guys, gals, and everywhere else in between potentially on a CRL or a TESPA one day, and we could
Yeah.
say, "Hey, we casted you guys, and we said you're
That's our
going
guys."
places."
There's
Yeah,
definitely a few. There's definitely a few collegiate teams in this tournament because I definitely know UNCW is there because I mean they're the UNCW Seahawks.
Wilkes-Barre, Wilkesboro, I believe. I think.
Oh, I should.
North Carolina?
I'm literally in the UNC system, so I should know this.
I think
UNC,
because there's Chapel Hill, Wilkesboro,
Greensboro as well.
yeah, Greensboro.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it's
it might be Wilkes-Barre. I'm not sure.
I'll take your word for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all we have for today. Just the one match that we're showcasing. Tune in tomorrow for the next one in intermediate, and next week we'll have yet another advanced and intermediate cast. But for now, that's going to be us signing off. Thank you for tuning in to the Peachis tournament, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Have a great weekend.